And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Jesus answered, Neither hath this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of God should be made manifest in him.
Can somebody help me, please? A little spare change?
Oh my goodness. He must have did something really terrible to end up like this. Come on, baby. We don't deal with beggars who are too lazy to get up and get a job.
I'm not lazy. I had a job. You don't know my story. You don't know how hard my life has been. It's been a dark hell ever since the doctor said to my parents.
Mr. and Mrs. Rogers, thank y'all so much for coming in. I wanted to talk with you all face to face. The results are in for your son.
So what is it, Doc? We've been concerned for a while now. Our son has never really looked at us. Even when we look in his eyes just dart around wildly, never focuses on anything.
Look, Dr. Johnson, we're here so we can find out exactly what we need to do to help our son.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, is it glasses? Is it contacts? Eye drops? Anything? We just need to help our son see this world clearly.
Yes, ma'am. Well, what I'm about to tell you, no parent wants to hear. Your son is going to need a miracle just to see with glasses. You know, at this point, I have to declare him legally blind.
Wait, what? Yeah. That's not right. Look, my son can see. He just needs some help.
No, ma'am.
Now, no disrespect, but you sound crazy right now.
Whoa.
We're going to have to get a second opinion.
Ma'am, don't. I've been doing this over 20 years, so please let me. I know this may be hard to believe. I tell you what, you can look at the results, okay? Look
at the results. I don't need to see any results. I need you to do your job.
Whoa.
I need options. My son needs to be able to see. What is there, a surgery? What is it called? Bifocals? At this point, I don't care if my son needs to wear the Coke bottle glasses that the geeks used to wear in school. Anything.
Options, right?
Options.
You want options?
Please.
I'll tell you what. Here's an option for you. Take your son down there and get him a seeing eye dog.
A seeing
eye dog. Or better yet, see if Rudolph's still available. He might be able to help you.
You know what?
Or you can go enroll him in the school for the blind.
How about you give me your glasses?
Or the blind girl.
Let's start with those. Give me your glasses.
No, he'll need a telescope, ma'am. He'll need a
Your jacket
telescope.
don't even fit, you bootleg doctor.
Your son might be able to see it. I'm trying to help him. I'm trying to help these people. These people don't.
All I'm asking for is a little help. Why is everybody so mean? Is it so hard to help somebody?
Babe, give him some money.
All I have is a $20 bill, babe.
Give it to him. Do you love me?
Yes.
Okay, well, give him some money.
You're lucky I love this woman.
I understand. But be careful with that love stuff, man. I remember the first time I was in love.
Oh my God, Bart, you are doing so good. Look here, I can tell you have been practicing. If you keep this up, it can make a real difference in your life.
Thanks, Alicia. I just want to make you proud.
Are you kidding me? Look, you are killing it. So much better than all my other students. Of course I'm proud of you.
Thanks. You're so sweet to me. I mean...
Bart, what's the matter?
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. You're very special to me. I'm so happy we spent so much time together.
Wait, special? Spend time? Bart, what are you talking about? Spend time like how? Special like how?
You know, like special. Like, candy girl, you are my world. Special. Like, there's a ribbon in the sky for our love. Special. You get it?
I don't like you like that. Bart, you're my student and you're blind, and everybody at school gives you such crap about that. I'm just trying to be nice to you to make up for it. But like you? No. No. You know what? I think it's time for you to go.
I didn't mean to.
Please just go.
We'll meet again next week.
No, Bart. Your classes are over.
Yo, that's terrible.
Well, just know that it is possible for you to find love again.
Yeah, well, it may be the last time I played the piano, but damn sure ain't the last time I had my heart broken. Baby, it's all there. You don't have to count it in front of me
How you know I'm in front of you?
because you're laying on my lap.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't know my sexy blind man was so smart. I'm just counting out the $150 I need to get my nails done.
$150? Since when did it cost that much to get paint put on your nails? You know, I'm in the wrong business. I need to start doing nails. $150. Tanika, something don't sound right.
Look, you know I'm not one of those basic chicks. It takes a lot to keep a woman like me happy. And you walk around here with that cane and stuff, you need me to accessorize the little bit of style you do have, okay? Look, you should see how the people look at you when I'm walking with you. You want me to look good, right?
I don't care about all that. I like you just the way you are.
What you doing? You can't smudge my makeup. I'm going out tonight. You know I just got this face beat. And speaking of me going out tonight, I need another $100 so I can get my tracks tightened up. Doing?
Your frontal feels just fine to me. And, you know, seriously, Tanika, this is getting out of control. Now, you know I only get one disability check each month. I'm paying half your rent, getting your hair done, not to mention the doggone nail salon, and I'm buying you something new every week. I probably...
Look, first of all, you gonna stop raising your voice at me. And second of all, it takes all of that in order for you to have a real woman like me, okay? Are you too blind to see what you got? My bad, you are. Anyway, I need to give you your happy pills because you start acting crazy when you don't have them.
Baby, I'm sorry, you're right. I do want you to look good. It's just sometimes I don't feel that I get enough time with you. Go ahead, take the money. As long as I got you, I'm all right.
Uh-huh. I'm glad you finally realized the treasure you have in me. Now where my money?
Look in the drawer right there. Now just take 100 now. You know, I'm still saving up for that procedure. You know, the doctors say that it's some new miracle procedure, and I just might get my sight back someday.
Uh-huh. That's great, baby. You gonna need a miracle. Good luck with that.
Thanks. All right, well, you know, I'll see you later on when you get back.
Yep. Don't wait up. Good night, sucker.
Sucker. Sucker. Sucker.
Who you calling a sucker, you bum?
No, I wasn't talking to you. Me. Me, I'm the sucker. Always have been. I could have been rich several times if I wasn't such a sucker. Still don't understand why they played me like they did.
Please go here.
Bart, is that you, man? How you been?
Hey, I'm good, man. James, is that you?
Yeah, man, that's me. It's cool how you recognize my voice. Like a superpower.
Yes. You got those winning numbers that good? You know, like a blind genie or wizard or something, man.
I know that voice. Greg, that's gotta be you. What's good, man?
What's up, baby?
He just trying to make $1 out of 15 cents.
Speaking of making $1 out of 15 cents, Lotto is the night. Jackpot is up to 100,000.
Do you know what I could do with 100 G's?
Man, that would help me get that surgery I need for that kind of money.
Yeah.
Y'all my boys. I'm gonna help you out. Just one thing though.
What?
Man, you can trust us. Oh, man.
What were the numbers for last week and the week before that?
Say, man, he got that. He keep that kind of stuff.
The numbers from last week. All right. First number right here is 10, 12, 15, 1, 6, and 7. The one from last week is 13, 17, 19, 25, 30, 32.
Okay. All right. Number's gonna be 7, 18, 21, 30, 33. Now, before I give you that last one, what's my cut?
20%, man, you know.
That's good.
Gotta be 30. 30%.
30.
Man, 30, all right, 30. But hurry up, man. They about to announce in like 10 minutes.
Funny you should say that. Last number's 10.
10?
That's all we need.
That's all we need. All right, man, we see you later, man.
You can't see him later on the highway. Woo-hoo-wee.
Rich man, yeah, that's me.
Oh,
We won.
still alive.
Oh. Hey, man.
We won? We won?
No.
It's the best day of my life.
Bart. We won.
Yeah.
As in James and Greg.
Whoa,
You ain't win anything.
Whoa, but I gave you the numbers. You said you trust
Why?
you. You said
You gave us the numbers. You ain't give us no money.
but you said you cut me and
Get out
trust
of
you.
here.
Trust you.
Get
you
out of
said.
here, bucko.
Broke man.
Guys!
Yeah, that's you.
Little spare change, please.
Hey, man, get out of here, man. Didn't I tell you to stop bothering our customers? Don't you have a family? You gotta go home.
Hey, you ain't gotta talk to him like that. Come on, man.
Thank you. All I was trying to do is get a little money for something to eat.
Hey, I don't have any money, but I know some young ballers that do. Come with me. Good? Hey, no worries.
Can you give me a steak?
Nah, man, but we go to Wendy's, get 4 for 4.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, I really think the Baltimore Ravens gonna go ahead and win the Super Bowl. I know you with the Dirty Birds and all, but dog, it's over with. You just gotta own up to it. We need help.
You don't have faith, bro.
It ain't a faith.
Faith,
It
man.
ain't about. I don't even think God got faith in them no more. That's how bad it is. Like, they
Man,
love them, but
listen, bro.
when it comes to stuff, they need help. And then the season almost over. They 3 and I don't know what, but I just know it's a done deal, man. I'm tired of stressing myself out at nighttime all the time for the Falcons.
You know why you like
depressed,
that?
man.
Listen how you sound right now. You going for Baltimore, man.
It's sad. I just say, you know, all the Atlanta team. Every Atlanta team, they always let me down, which
Not
is
soccer.
stupid.
Not soccer.
Yeah,
I know. He ain't got no.
I said he got to a point. I got so tired of the team. You gonna choke me?
And you
You
just gonna
sit
put
here and
hair
choke
on
me.
me,
You
bro.
see me trying to get a hair. Don't do that. I ain't trying to be in. Come on, man. Don't make me feel like a Falcons person. Just because they get choked and lose all the damn time.
Come on, bro. Watch your mouth, bro. Come on, man.
What up, fellas? What up, bro?
What up,
All right, be like that. Yo, I want to introduce y'all to my mans, man. He said he need a little help. I know y'all can help my mans
We
out.
know him, but look, he always asking for help in the hood. Look, ain't nobody got time for that. We know what he trying to get. You better be glad I ain't got my German Shepherd. Not for the help, but to bite you on your... Yeah.
Nah, I got him. Like, look, bro. This is what you need to do, man. You need to go outside and sing like your man's out there, man. Sing just like this, man. Stevie Wonder, man. Listen, man. I just called. Look. I just called.
You gotta move your finger. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see.
Man, I just came here for a little bit of help. And this is how y'all do me?
Man,
We can see, but we know who can't see. Look, you see what I'm doing? Look.
I just called to say I love you.
You see that?
Man, this ain't funny.
Ain't nobody laughing.
I hate it here. I hate my life.
Didn't nobody where you oh.
You all right, man? Are you all right? Hey, you good? Hey, you somebody gonna take you? Can you got a cane, brother? Can I help you, man? That's a terrible story. That's a terrible situation. Jesus walks through Jericho, a cursed place, walks with his friends, and as soon as he gets to a tough place, he sees a man in a tough situation. It's amazing how sometimes tough places brings about tough circumstances. It's a tough situation because there's a blind man there. He's blind. He's by himself. He's begging. And word was throughout Jericho that because of his blindness, he'd been this way since birth. That's a serious, serious challenge for people in the first century, because if somebody was born blind in the first century, it automatically meant that the mama, the daddy, the grandfather, the grandmama, cousin, and uncle, the first cousin on the daddy's side, who's from kin to the stepdaddy on the uncle's side, somebody obviously had to have done something wrong. And because somebody had irritated God, God wanted to enact some justice on the child. And so blindness to a baby meant that something had been done wrong in the past. It's interesting how even in life that whenever something bad happens, people try to place the blame. It's strange how even ourselves, we go through difficult situations, we want to ask ourselves a question, what did I do to deserve this? As if we are sinners in the hands of an angry God, like the old Puritan preacher Jonathan Edwards used to say. Why is it that we believe that every bad situation means that somebody had to have done something wrong at a previous time in their life, and that God wants to punish them in a later time in their lives? What makes us have this whole angry concept of God? What makes us think that God is just in heaven somewhere, getting ready to slap down anybody who's ever done him wrong? What makes us think God is so mediocre, so basic, so small in mentality? Have we recreated God in our own image? Maybe that's what it is. When we think that a child is born blind, that evidently that was some type of punishment given by God, maybe what has happened is we have now begun to see God through our lenses. What we're really saying is if somebody had done us wrong, then what we would do is find a way to inflict pain to their offspring to get them back. But I'm so glad, brothers and sisters, that even though there have been times in all of our lives we tried to get vengeance on people and want to fight fire with fire, I'm so glad that God is not like man, that we don't serve some angry, mad God. People have this perception of God that it makes them so fearful of God. Even we talk about being God-fearing. That doesn't mean that you walk around with such intimidations and insecurities and anxieties about God. As if every day God is going to send a lightning bolt to strike you down because you listen to Cardi B. Or God is going to put your house on fire because you said a four-letter word at work that wasn't Mark, Luke, or John. God is not some angry God that wants to send lightning bolts to his children. Now, God is a God of wrath. God is a God who does have anthropomorphic qualities, qualities that relate to human beings so we can understand about God. God once said, I'm a jealous God. Anthropomorphism, I'm a jealous God, and you should have no other God before me. God can be grieved. God can cry. Even Jesus can weep. But when we live our lives every day thinking that God's going to get me, that God's going to strike me down, it keeps us from having a loving relationship with God, because God is a God of love. And the truth be told, if God was going to give blindness to us because what our parents did or what we have done, the whole world would be blind. But the blessing is by the grace of God that God does not withhold our stuff from us. It's by the grace of God that some things have not been passed on generationally. It's by the grace of God that the things you did in high school and the things you did in college, that God doesn't hold those things against you. It's by the grace of God that every mistake you made, that God is not keeping a list and decides whether to wake you up in the morning based upon if your good list outweighs your bad list. It's by the grace of God. God is not Santa Claus making a list and checking it twice, trying to find out who's been naughty or who's been nice. While it is true that we must one day give an account for every deed done in the body, while it is true that one day we'll have to stand before the judgment seat of Christ, the bema seat of Christ, it is also true that you and I can't earn the favor of God. It's also true that we can't live so holy that requires God to wake us up in the morning. That's not what grace is. We are not saved because we dotted every I and crossed every T. We're not blessed to see the virgin horizon of a new year because we've never done anything wrong. We're only here tonight by the grace of God. If the truth be told, there's some people in this room who probably did a whole lot more than what Bart's parents have done. The truth be told, many of us have done enough where we should be blind, crippled, mute, lame, and mutilated. But if it had not been for the Lord who was on my side, and I'm not just talking about in your BC days, I'm talking about since you've been saved, many of us have made a whole lot of messes in life, but you all give God praise tonight that God didn't inflict you with something that's incurable because of something that you, your parents, your mama, or your family had done. And so Bart had been born blind. And the question the disciples asked was, who messed up? And why is it that people always want to figure out who messed up? Why is it that people tend to want to love to have bad news to travel? And I love Jesus' response because Jesus responded, instead of trying to find out who's to blame, why don't you look at it from this perspective? The Message Bible says, look at it not for who to blame, but look at it as an opportunity for God to reveal himself. You look at the man's blindness rather than look at this as an opportunity for God to show that he still can see sight, give sight to the blind. You look at it for who's been sick of cancer and trying to find out, did they smoke? Or was it something about their diet? Did they live near a power line? Was it cell phone usage? They eat too much things out of a microwave. We try to find who is to blame, but when you run into a malady or an iniquity or a bad situation, stop trying to find the blame and say, God, this must be an opportunity for you to show your power, your might, and your majesty. And I'm so glad tonight that man's extremity is God's opportunity. I'm so glad tonight that every time we run into something that's difficult and deplorable, stand strong right there and tell God, God, can you manifest yourself in this situation? Because some sickness, some blindness doesn't have anything to do with the sovereign, the satanic, or self. Because please understand that some problems in our lives are sovereignly produced. Some issues in our lives are satanically introduced. And then some stuff in our lives may be self-induced. But whether it's sovereignly produced, satanically introduced, or self-induced, the reality is we serve a God who's able to get glory out of any situation. And I need about 5,000 people around this house tonight who realize that every situation is an opportunity for God to get some glory out of it. So when you're up, have your back against the wall, stand strong and say, God, get some glory. When the doctors have said we've done all we can do, ask God to get some glory. When you got bills up to here and money down to here, ask God to get some glory, because we serve a God where the cattle on 1,000 hills belong to him. We serve a God where the Bible says, and God shall supply all of your need according to his riches and glory through Christ Jesus. We serve a God who still can make the lender, the borrower become the lender, can make the tail become the head. We serve a God who can bless you in the city and bless you in the field. We serve a God tonight who's in this room in the next 12 months can create 50 millionaires out of the 5,000 plus in this house tonight. That's the type of God does anybody want God to get some glory in your life in 2020? Say, God, even by blessing can come from blindness and a burden. And so Bart is there. And some challenges are not because you messed up. Some things are an opportunity for God to show his glory. I wish somebody shout tonight, God, show your glory. Oh, God, when my friends have counted me out for the last time, God, show your glory. When the hounds of hell are on my track, God, show your glory. When I made the biggest messes out of life and can't seem to find my way out, God, show your glory. God, when mama has died and depression and suicidal thoughts have become my reality, God, show your glory. God, pay my bills. God, give me somewhere to live. God, make my enemies leave me alone. Show your glory. Says, because here's the reality. He's born like this so I can work the works of him that sent me. And here's the reality. You must also work the works of him that sent you while it is day, because night comes and nobody can work. See, what you got to understand, this book, this narrative takes place in St. John chapter 9. But in St. John chapter 8, people were disrespecting Jesus. In St. John chapter 8, people didn't believe in Jesus. In St. John chapter 8, they were questioning his messianic mandate. St. John chapter 8, they were even questioning whether or not he was the Son of God. And so in chapter 9, it is a continuation of the disrespect and the dissing that had happened in chapter 8. And so sometimes after people have disrespected God, in chapter 8, it gives God an opportunity to represent himself in chapter 9. And so this man had been born blind, and they brought him unto me to see what I was going to do to him. I didn't blame his parents. I didn't blame him. And one of the lessons I think humans need to learn in life is when people are down, learn how to not kick people when they're down. Sometimes church people are the only people that kick their wounded. When you're really a soldier in any type of governmental capacity, soldiers who fight on the battlefield, they're never comfortable if a comrade is struck down on the battlefield. They don't like leaving dead soldiers or soldiers who were taken in captivity in foreign lands. That does not bring peace to them until they go back and get the remains. Go back and get prisoners of war to bring them from a place of bondage and captivity and sickness and bring them back to a place of prominence and bring them back to a place of stability, to bring them home. Why is it that when people have been kicked out and wounded in the world, we leave them blind with the blame game rather than going to get them by the hands, to not leave our soldiers wounded in the battlefield, but bring them to a sense of power? We need more people who won't expose the blindness of Bartimaeus and try to ask questions about his parents, but find a way to cover him until he recovers, to find a way to love him until he's strong enough to stand on his own 2 feet. And here's the reality: love covers a multitude of transgressions. Here's the reality: we should all be blessed because God has covered each and every one of us. You ought to thank God for the times when God didn't let people kill you and leave you wounded and broken and battered and beaten, but he came to do something specific for this man in John 9. He brought him unto Jesus. He's been born blind. It's different from the man in Mark 8. In Mark chapter 8, verse 21 through verses 26, that man had sight previously, but he lost his sight. This young man here has never had sight. Can you imagine how it is to never see the scintillating sunshine of a December afternoon? He never had sight. You know what it's like to never see the beauty and the splendor of Christmas decorations? He's never had sight. Never seen a football game. Never had sight. Never seen the colors of a flag. Never had sight. Never seen the diversities in melanin and complexions and the beauty of his own people. Never had sight. He's lived his entire life deprived. He's lived his entire life while other people had a whole lot of other things, but he himself had nothing. But the blessing is this: sometimes God's blessings are not based on what you don't have. Sometimes the blessings are based on what you do have. Because guess what? You may not have sight, but if you can hear, because here's the reality: faith does not come by what you see. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. I may not be able to see. And that's what the enemy wants to trick many of us to believe, that just because you cannot see, that means you have no power. But you got to understand this. The worst thing the enemy could have done was taken your sight and left your voice. Because when you got your voice, you can be by the wayside as a blind person begging, Master, let me have my sight. Because as long as I got my voice and I can open my mouth and I can scream and I can holler and I can say, Father, I stretch my hands to thee, no other help I know. It's possible to get your sight back. Would you shake a neighbor's hand right quick and say, don't let the devil take your mouth. As a matter of fact, every time you come to church, you ought to lift your voice in praise and in worship, because what you've lost can be regained through petition and supplication. And so there he is, born blind. I came into proximity with him at the lowest moments of his life. And I did something that has been discussed. Jesus did throughout the annals and archives of history. Jesus spits on the ground. Now, when you notice the Pentateuch and other books, it's interesting that that is a disgusting action. As a matter of fact, in certain parts of the Middle East, if a woman or if somebody was caught doing something to break the Levitical law, to spit in their face would be the most disgraceful act that could have taken place in antiquity. To spit on the faces of an individual was insulting. It means to be disgraced. And so some people ask the question, why would Jesus be so disgusting? Why would Jesus be so disgraceful? Why would Jesus be so horrible? And I want to suggest that some suggested that Jesus spat to show disgrace because it was not about the blind man. It really was about the disciples, because he was trying to show them that to be connected with him, perhaps they would have to be willing to go through some disgrace. Maybe it was a foreshadowing of the disgrace that he was going to experience a few chapters later when he reached the summit of Golgotha's brow to die on the cross of Calvary. Maybe he was trying to show them that in order to be connected with me, to be a part of me, you've got to see disgrace, see disgust, see disdain, and be willing to accept it as your possibility and your probability and your likelihood. Maybe he was spitting to show the disciples what they would have to inevitably go, because many of them would be persecuted on behalf of their relationship with him. But there's another school of thought that came across later through the Talmud and other literature that suggested that Jesus spat on the ground because spitting on the ground was something that represented medicinal value, that perhaps he spit because they saw that many people did as a sign of medicine, that it had a medicinal value, particularly for those with epilepsy, those with leprosy, and some type of eye disorder. So some say he was spitting to bring about a medicinal property. Others have suggested that he was spitting in the face on the blind man, like as he did in Mark 8, because although the man could not see, to spit was something that he could hear. He was trying to increase the faith of the man, to let him know that something was getting ready to happen. There's another possibility that I like. It suggests that maybe Jesus spat because the Old Testament suggested this. It said that the spittle of the firstborn of the father would be miraculous. I said the spittle of the firstborn of the father would be miraculous. I said the spittle of the firstborn of the father would be miraculous. So since they were saying he was not the Son of God in chapter 8, maybe he spits in chapter 9, because it had been written, the spittle of the firstborn of the father shall be miraculous. Now the spittle of the firstborn of the mother had no power, but the spittle of the firstborn of the father had supernatural value. So maybe he was spitting to bring into fruition that when he spits, because he was the firstborn of the father, in that spit had the power to change the whole power and the whole world's relationship. I'm so glad that he approved himself by any means. Is there anybody in this house can thank God that we serve God who approved himself by any means necessary? And then he spits on the ground, scoops up clay, and makes clay out of the spittle to put on the eyes of the blind man. He scoops, he spits, on the ground. He takes clay, dirt, and then he anoints the eyes of the blind man. He takes clay and he anoints the eyes of the blind man. This blesses me tremendously because why did he spit on clay? He spits on clay to make dust, to remind everybody else and the man that this is the same one who took dust in Genesis chapter 2. And from the dust of the ground did he make man. And he made man from the dust of the ground. So maybe he spits on the ground to make dust, to say to blind Bart, I'm the same guy who created Adam. And if I created Adam, I can recreate you. I wish I had somebody around this house who can testify that just because you've been sick before, don't you forget that God is your creator. He knows every atom. He knows every part of your body. He knows every single entity of who you are. He knows every cell. And so he knows every red cell, every white cell. He has total control. Every muscle, every vein. I wish I had somebody. And guess what? And so if your cells, white or red, are having problems, go back to the one who gave you the red or white cells in the first place and say, God, I need you. Matter of fact, I just heard the Lord say, I'm getting ready to recreate some stuff for somebody in 2020. I'm going to reach down to remake what's been broken in your life. I wish somebody would declare, my finances are getting ready to be remade. My marriage is getting ready to be remade. My career is getting ready to be remade. My mentality is getting ready to be remade because death and life are in the power of my tongue. And if he made me before, he'll make me again. No man made you. No woman made you. Before you were formed in the belly of your mama, God knew you, sanctified you, ordained you, and gave you a purpose in life. And so you all give God praise. If he did it before, he'll do it again. I wish you take a moment right there and close your eyes and say, God, remake this area in my life. Remake it. Remake. Say, remake this area. Say, remake. Say, make me over again. Make you are the potter. I'm the clay. Mold me and make me after your will while I'm waiting. Yielded and still. And so there he is. He spits on the ground, makes clay out of the spittle, and puts dirt on Jesus. I had asked myself a question. Why does Jesus use dirt? Why does Jesus like dirty stuff when it comes to his narratives and his miracles? Tell another story about a tree that had been bearing no fruit. And the owner came back to check on the tree in the vineyard. The tree still had not produced any fruit. And the owner said to the vineyard, I'm going to cut this tree down because this tree still ain't bearing me no fruit. I got money in this tree. It's hurting me agriculturally. But then the keeper of the vineyard said to the owner, Lord, master, don't cut the tree down, but let me dig about it. Let me put it and repot it back in the soil. Let me put some dirt on it. And then he says, and let me put some dung on it. Jesus is telling a story about a tree, and Jesus said, put some dung on the tree. Dung manure, dung feces, dung fecal matter, dung bowel movement. Why does Jesus talk about putting mess, bowel movement, fecal matter around an entity? He said, leave it alone this year. Let me put some dirt and some dung about it and let me dig about it and come back next year. And if it hadn't borne any fruit by next year, then you can cut it down. Y'all missed your shout. Do you not know God, the owner, came to make an account of your body and an account of your stewardship and my stewardship? And God said, why have they not produced the fruit I ordained them to produce. I gave them a whole decade, and some of them still have not done jack. Let me cut this tree down in 2019. And when God picked up his divine axe, getting ready to cut you and me down, the keeper of the vineyard, whose name was Jesus, said, let me put some dirt and let me put some mess around this tree. And if I put some mess and some dirt around the tree, I guarantee you the mess gonna help the tree to grow. I wish you shake a neighbor's hand and say, ain't nothing will help you grow like some mess. Ain't nothing will help you grow like some manure. Ain't nothing will help you grow like some dirt. I wish you give God praise for the dirt you've been through in your life. Come here, young man. I got some dirt for you. I know you can't see. You've been to doctors. You've been trying to get your groove on. You can't see, but you try to pick up the prettiest women you can. They taking advantage of you. You think you've been smooth, but you've been by yourself. You've been good. You've been going after dirt, but what you needed was some dung. You've been going after some girls, but what you need was some dung. Let me put some of this stuff on your eyes, and I guarantee you, when you go and wash in the pool of Siloam. Let me put the dirt on you, and the dirt may make you feel uncomfortable, but I guarantee you, if you go and wash in the pool, you get there on your own. You crawl to get to the pool. Whatever you got to do, you snot, you cry, you claw, you get to the pool. Am I talking to anybody around this house who's had to claw, who's had to cry, who's had to go through hell and high water just to get to that pool? And brothers and sisters, some of y'all have had some dirt thrown on you in 2019, but don't you curse the dirt, because the dirt has a way of making you grow. The dirt has a way of helping you to survive. And when you're down in the water, sometimes it seems like the water is going to drown you. Some of y'all have been scuffling. Some of y'all have been crawling. Some of you have been going through 2019. You've been tired. You've been exhausted. I wish you'd shake a neighbor's hand and say, neighbor, that's me. I felt like the water was going to take me out. I felt like it was going to get the best of me. I've been struggling. I've been straining. I've been going through. That's what life is all about. I wish I had somebody who understood. 4 years ago today, when my mama left me, I've been clawing. I've been climbing. I've been straining. I've been going up. I've been coming down. But I got good news for you tonight. Your clawing and your climbing and your straining is getting ready to end. Shake a neighbor's hand and say, keep on striving, keep on straining, keep on working hard, because God is getting ready to deliver you. God is getting ready to bring you out. I wish I had somebody in his house right now. When the water is over your head, don't you let it take you out, because what it means is this, that everything the enemy meant for evil, the Lord meant it for your good. Somebody shake a neighbor's hand and say, neighbor, I felt like I was about to drown, but I'm getting ready to come out. What killed me didn't destroy me. What killed me, what tried to kill me, didn't take me out, because I'm here tonight by the grace of God. Shake a neighbor's hand and say, I'm here tonight by the grace of God. And just when you thought you wasn't going to make it, just when you thought the story was going to end, because you survived, because you went through, because you held on, because you obeyed me, I came to tell you tonight that what had your sight taken in 2019, God is getting ready to give you back your sight. God is getting ready to let you see like you've never seen before. Shake your neighbor's hand and say, neighbor, I don't know about you, but God's got some blessings for me. I want you to walk this time without a cane. Walk this time without a dog. You don't need a woman. You don't need money. You don't need friends. As long as you got God, he will give you sight. And I came to prophesy over somebody's life that 2020 shall be the year you start to see again. Grab two people by the right hand and say, see again. See your victory. See your promotion. See your breakthrough. See your deliverance. You got 20 seconds before a brand new year. Give God praise about the stuff God is going to show you in 2020. I'm talking about the eye have not seen, ear has not heard, nor has it entered to the hearts of man the good things that God has prepared for those who love him. Clap your hands if you know I'm getting ready to see. Clap your hands if you know I'm going to see better. I can see clearly now. I can see clearly now that the rain is gone. Welcome to a year of seeing. I said welcome to a year of seeing. I said welcome to a year of seeing. You're going to see victory. You're going to see promotion. Somebody's going to see some checks that you've never seen before. You're going to see surplus and increase, favor and deliverance. Give God praise for what you want God to let you see. Everybody on your knees. Everybody on your knees tonight. Every light out. Everybody on your knees. Everybody on your knees. I just heard the Lord say something's been trying to kill your sight, your vision. Somebody has stopped believing God for more. Can you see it? What do you want God to show you in 2020? What do you believe in God for this year? While you're on your knees right quick, I want you to open your mouth and begin to pray. What do you see for your family? What do you see financially? What do you see in terms of your education? What do you see in terms of your retirement? What do you see in your relationships? That's it. It's all right. I want you to begin to ask God, show me more. I've been blind for a long time. It looks like it's not going to get better. Open your mouth, saints, and begin to pray right now that God will show you exactly what he has for your life. Get God's sight. Don't see it your way, but see it his way. God's sight is 2020. I can't hear nobody. That's it. I want you to open your mouths and begin to pray right there. Open your mouths. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.